I brought West Carolina University into the FBS to see if we could rebuild them into a powerhouse. West Carolina University is currently an FCS school in North Carolina, but a recent large donation from some of the alumni have sparked a complete redesign and rebuild of this team. The recent discovery of megalodon teeth along the beaches in both North and South Carolina has sent the area into a frenzy of megalodon fans. So the new owner of Western Carolina University decided to redesign this team after this discovery. We have been asked to take over as head coach to rebuild this team from the ground up. As a new FBS team, our roster is terrible. I will spare you from looking at this disastrous roster in its entirety, but as a 60 overall team across the board, there's honestly nothing to build on. The West Carolina Megalodons are going to be reigniting some of their former FCS rivalries with teams like App State and Old Dominion University, as we will be joining the Sun Belt Conference. Though our main rivals in this series are actually going to be East Carolina and Coastal Carolina, as they're some of our closest neighbors. Eventually, we'd like to go toe-to-toe with North and South Carolina to show we're the best team in Carolina, but I think we're going to be pretty far off to start. And if you watched one of my previous dynasties with Appalachian State, you might remember the older brother of this player. Sheldon Dennis is the younger brother of Shelton Dennis, as he was an absolute unit for us at Appalachian State. And now this younger brother committed to a rival school, as we will be excited to be able to bring in this young talent, as he's really the only bright spot on this entire team. The only other people that we could somewhat care to watch would be Elijah Thompson, our starting quarterback, who's a 59 overall. He ends up having 82 speed, which is okay, and 86 throw power, which might come back to hurt us. His accuracy stats definitely leave something to be desired. Cameron Walker is one of the only players with a development at all on this roster. He's got star dev, and he has a ton of room to grow with hardly any cap, so hopefully he'll be able to turn into an absolute beast for us. As he has 91 speed, he's one of the faster players on the squad. We have a couple house rules to go over though. We're going to be playing the game on Heisman difficulty. There will be adjusted sliders to make this a little bit more realistic, as some of the base game sliders just kind of made it a little bit too tough to play defense or too easy to score way too many points. So these updated sliders will be a little bit better for that. I will also be editing the XP sliders that we're going to be gaining, as so far it seems like the teams get a little bit too good too fast in rebuilds, and this will help to balance it out a little bit, but the kickers and punters could use some help. I'll also be limiting my play calls to a maximum of 2, which means I can only pick the same play twice in the entire game. So that's going to force me to choose multiple different plays. I will also have to use playbooks that match the schemes of my coordinators. So for instance, I currently have a spread coordinator. If I was to fire that coordinator in the offseason and hire an air raid coordinator, I would have to select a playbook that was an air raid style of playbook. That helps to simulate the struggle of switching to a new coordinator and learning their own unique style. As far as recruiting goes, I'll be limited to 3 stars and below, and that's until I get my prestige level to be a 3-star. Once I hit 3-star prestige, I can then go after 4 stars. Once I go to a 4-star prestige, I can go after 5 stars. I think you guys get the gist. I'll also be limiting myself to only being able to recruit from the home region of our school. So since we're Western Carolina, that means we can recruit from only North and South Carolina. Once we win a bowl game though, we will be able to get any player from our pipelines. So it's still going to be in the school's main pipelines based off of our coach and our school's history, but we will never be able to go after somebody who's outside of a pipeline. But at least it gives us a little bit of a perk for once we make and win a bowl game. Though I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon with such a terrible roster, but it would be really nice down the road. These restrictions really should make it take significantly longer for us to be able to turn this franchise around and turn it into a contender. Looking at this roster, what we need for team needs, this is nuts. I mean, this team is terrible. We need literally everything. Though we will get our first upgrade for our coach, I think we're going to have to probably go after our quarterbacks. I think we need to find our QB1. Looking at recruiting for what we have, I mean, this is tough. We were able to find quite a few prospects from North Carolina. South Carolina was definitely lacking for sure, but we were able to find this gem, Taylor Rambo. He is an athletic scrambler, and I think he could be serviceable for us. He's got the gold headstrong, which we really, really like, and his accuracy stats are not bad. Speed in 82 is not the quickest, but it's, right around where our starting QB is right now. But it'll definitely be a massive upgrade to Elijah Thompson. BJ Brahms is another one that looks pretty interesting, as he's got 87 speed. He's a little bit quicker, but his accuracy stats are a little worse, and his throw power is worse. So between the two of them, they're both gems. I would love to get both of them. Evan Rhodes for wide receiver looks pretty nice. A couple of these other guys look like they could be serviceable, but I just don't have enough hours to be able to spend on these guys to really scout them out. Looking at the schedule ahead, we have a couple bye weeks to start, so we'll get a little bit into recruiting, and then we're going to have one of our probably only winnable games this year against FCS Northwest. We're going to go against a rivalry game at ECU. Then we go continue the road stretch against UL Monroe and Arkansas State, back home against Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, James Madison, App State, which is a legit rivalry renewed, Coastal Carolina, another in-game rivalry for us, Georgia Southern back at home, Georgia State. Then we have Marshall and Old Dominion to round out the rest of the season. So as far as the whole season goes, I don't know how many wins we can get, but I'm hoping we can get maybe 4 or 5. But legit, everybody wants to leave. But we will start right into it. Let's do it. Battle of the Sharks. We got Sharks versus Megalodons. Which one wins? And we are underway. The first kickoff ever in West Carolina University history in the FBS. We're going up against this FCS team. Austin Chaney is the QB. Got 80 speed. He's at least serviceable back there. We'll see what we can do on defense, as this is going to be a terrible roster. But geez, Reggie Carter gets a sack right away. Let's go, Reggie. Okay. I mean, hey, if we can get that type of pressure in from only sending 4 guys, gotta love that. That is massive for us, as I think he's like he's a junior. Yeah, so we'll have him a little bit longer, ideally, but that's awesome for the first play of the game. So, because I'm really wondering how our defense is going to go against these teams, as, like I said earlier, we really only have one player over a 65, and it's another sack for Reggie Carter. Oh my gosh. Reggie Carter just going absolutely ridiculous to start this off. We got Elijah Thompson coming out here. He's going to be taking over for the offenses. We're just going to try to run the ball to Cam, and not much. End up losing a yard of the first run to the running back. We'll see if we can go to pass this time, and geez, that's a terrible throw. Accuracy might be an issue on this one, as that is actually a somewhat good throw. Unfortunate we're dropping that one. We also have terrible catching across the board, so this might be a long year. Just gotta basically find what our identity is, and that is not an identity we want to have, as it's a terrible angle, and we get him out. Finally get him out of bounds. But geez, if our run defense is like this the whole season, we are going to give up so many points. Somebody needs to bring him down. We cannot get torched by FCS Northwest. That is not a good look for the home fans, as their QB just wants it so much. Jeez, just insane. QB wants it so much more, as it's going to bring him to a goal situation. He tries a QB blast, and it's going to be a fumble, and they pick it up. Apparently, Reggie Carter wants to be our team captain, because another fumble. Was that Reggie Carter again? I'm pretty sure that was. That was absolutely Reggie Carter with 2 straight forced fumbles, as they're going to make the field goal. Unfortunate they get points. So close to being able to actually hold them to not even getting any points at all on that possession. Reggie Carter did everything and more that he wanted to there. Darnell gets a nice return. All right, back on offense. Can we get the ball back to the running back? Brandon Jones, nothing. 2nd down and 11. We got to find what our identity on offense is. Are we a passing team or are we a running team? That was so underthrown. And right now, with everyone being such a low overall, I feel like we don't have an identity. That was kind of a dot, though. Like, to be honest, sometimes Elijah just kind of does what he needs to do. That's a nice little dump off. All right, so short passes seem to be the way right now, as we'll just kind of stick to this mesh. But at the end of one, 3-0, so it's not out of hand yet, but -2 rushing yards is not ideal at all. Gotta fix that for sure. But we'll try to, get him involved some other ways as he fumbles the football. I'm so glad there was a random offensive lineman there. So glad. I think it was one of our tackles was able to get that. But good run from Cam. I love having the Wildcat in some of these formations. It's kind of nice as we're going to pull a little counter, and Cam Walker gets almost there. Gets to the 2. We're going to hit him with a jet touch this time off the same look. And Lucas Martinez is going to walk in for free for the first touchdown in West Carolina history. Lucas Martinez. So we missed the extra point. because our kicker is even worse than the rest of the team is. So I hope that doesn't come back to bite us, because it's still a field goal game, as they just have so many open guys. 2nd down and 11. I don't know how he lost yards from that. Good hit. No, it might have been Andre Mitchell, I think is what his name is. But that is a free sack on the play action fake. Declan O'Connor decks him in the backfield, as that is going to be a punt situation for him. And that is massive. Loving the amount of sacks that we've been generating early in this season. That looks good for us. We just got to get an offense. It seems like relying on the running backs is going to be the move. Great awareness to just dump that off the TE. Gonna try a little pin pull. Sometimes these work great, sometimes they work terrible, but we'll pick up the first. Back to the ground game again. Just completely wide open running room for Cam. Cam Walker is figuring it out against this defense, as he's gonna get another huge gash. That is the guy we need to rely on. He has been an animal for us. Oh, that was a little PI maybe? I don't know. Also, just a not good throw in general. But down to the 2-minute warning. We have an open guy. Great back shoulder throw. He dropped it. Unbelievable that he dropped that pass. QB Elijah put that right where we wanted to, but we'll get the 3 points out of it and make it a 7-point lead. Actually, a 6-point lead, because I forgot. We didn't make that extra point the first time, so it's a 6-point lead. But all right, another play action, and it's a perfect time to call another blitz. 5 sacks before halftime. Absolutely ridiculous. But I think it was Rashad Johnson, the safety, came up on that one, as that's almost picked. Almost picked from Kadeem White. He's our #1 corner, but he is still just not great. Calling a timeout because it gives us an opportunity that we might be able to get a decent return here and kind of set ourselves up with a chance to get some points. It's Darnell Jackson to the outside, and he gets the midfield. You know, I kind of get excited that we might be able to take things kind of like for a good run there. We just don't have the athletes to be able to do that. We don't have that. Oh my gosh. I saw triangles wide open. Some of these guys just open, but Elijah Thompson just not able to get the ball off quick enough, as we're going to lose yards. End up punting it away, and we just got to make a couple tackles. Just don't let them score. Great defense. Sheldon Dennis back there getting his first tackle for us, and we will go to the half with a slight lead against FCS Northwest, 9-3. Again, this is one of the games that we need to win, because this is one of the only winnable games, quote-unquote, on this entire schedule. Because everyone else is like 20 overalls better than us in every way. Generally pleased with how the defense is running right now. I feel like our defensive line pressure has been fantastic. But we'll go back out on offense. We need to figure out what our passing identity is. That is not it. The run plays, to a degree, have been working. Oh, there we go, an RPO to a wide-open Xavier Lee, and he gets a nice gain. Xavier Lee needs to get involved. Same with, Xavier Lee on the other side. But Dylan Carter was the guy I was going to say, as he is our #1 wide receiver, and he needs to get involved more than he has been. But we just have a tough time getting open. So we'll just scramble with it and get 7. Good choice from Elijah Thompson to be able to scramble. He's just quick enough to be able to make those positive. So we'll go back to a play action, see if we can beat somebody, and that's a good find in the middle. Elijah Thompson, some of these throws are kind of dots, not gonna lie. That's just terrible again. The blocking for running is either great or it's terrible. There's really no in between. That was a solid throw to the tight end. Great catch from Jordan Brooks there to hold on to it, and right away, another score. Cam Walker getting in on the action this time, as he just destroyed him on the Texas route. Just had no idea which way he was going, and we have our first double-digit lead in our history as both running backs eating. We'll see if we can go for 2. I think it's the move to get this to a 17 point, and how did I not get that? Are you kidding me? I feel like we for sure had that. I don't really want to waste a challenge on that here in the 3rd quarter, but that's so unlucky. Wide open route. We tried to play zone coverage, and it really didn't work great. Really don't know what coverage we like to play here. It's really just none. We like to just sack the quarterback. But everything else has been, oh, that's a direct snap to the running back, and that fooled everybody. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was close. He almost broke that for a massive gain, and we're so glad that he did not. As tackling is going to be an issue. We do not have good tacklers. And somebody, can we bring him down? Okay. So as he just throws it away, it's 3rd down. As the clock is going down, he just runs out of bounds. Threw it too late and have to punt the ball, so it's time to see if we can run some clock down. If we can put up a score, that would really make this thing tough for them to come back. Good little screenplay. Cam Walker's not quite fast enough to break it outside. But at the end of 3, 15-3. Such a weird score of the game, but it's been a battle of the running backs. Do a little motion over, haven't tried a jet touch in a bit, but Marcus Wright, our slot receiver, is going to have a nice run. A nice run for Marcus. We also want to get him involved a little bit more, as he's a little bit shifty there. We'll try to motion out the halfback, and oh, we might have Carter on a whole shot, and let's go, Dylan Carter. Really just a great throw, though. To be honest, it was less of a catch. It was a solid catch, but it really was just a great throw from Elijah Thompson, as I don't know what he was doing on that one. That was a terrible read to just dump it off for a loss of 4. As, see, there you go. Make up for it a little bit. Get the first down back, and we'll try to go right back down to the ground game for Cam. Cam just pushing the pile. I love this play here. It looks like that kind of, hot dog play that Kansas City Chiefs run, as that's just a money. Getting those short yard plays. First and goal. Can we punch it in with Cam? No. Getting a lot of time chewed off this clock, as that was catchable. It just got dropped. Not the cleanest throw in the world, but it could have been caught. So instead, we just get pressured and we're going to have to kick a field goal. But we're able to extend the lead, so, we can't be too upset about that. Really, their QB has not torched us in the air at all. Third down and medium, as he's just going to go down for a sack. Kareem Scott getting in on the sack as the D tackle. That is a big sack as time is ticking. 4th and 14. Oh, the dig was wide open underneath, and somebody bring him down. Unlucky for sure, as they're trying to drive down the field. 2 straight good throws. So getting already to midfield. Another sack. 7 sacks in the game for us in our first game. Can we get another one? Oh, wow. He just threw that into coverage. Lucky that one did not get picked, as it's 3rd and 16. A long throw, and it's a bad throw. 4th and 16 for all the marbles. Throws it into the seam, and it's picked off. Jalen Rice, the backup strong safety, is going to be there for the pick, and that is going to seal it. The first takeaway in our franchise history is the game sealer to win our first ever game. So in garbage time, they ended up scoring a stupid touchdown with no time left, but 18-10. Final score really should have been 18-3, but hey, we will take it. First ever win. Reggie Carter, absolute dog out there, as we held them to 189 yards, which is crazy. Elijah Thompson, 16 for 25, 183 yards and a touchdown. I don't know how Brandon Lewis has yards and a touchdown, but I guess it counts on those jet touch passes from Wildcat, which is crazy. But I guess it makes sense. Cam Walker, 17 rushes, 69 yards. Really couldn't get it going that well, averaging 4 a carry. But receiving wise, both Cam Walker and Xavier Lee having 5 catches. Xavier with 65 yards and Cam Walker with 42. And kind of spread it out through the rest of the guys with a catch or so each. Looking at defense, Reggie Carter, absolute unit. Led the team in tackles, had 5 TFLs, which is a team record. I'm going to keep track of TFLs for fun in the history. You guys can let me know how you want me to keep track of the team records. I hate that whenever you replace a team with a team builder team, it kind of makes their records your records and doesn't just reset them. So I replaced Charlotte, and so Charlotte's records are currently our team records. If you want me to, I can just keep track of all the stats myself and for fun tell you whenever the records are broken. I'm going to keep track of TFLs as a record because I think that would be something fun to add to it on top of it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. So we get another upgrade then for our coach. I think we're going to go with probably receivers. We have multiple receivers we're trying to get this year, so I'm going to add a bunch to that. And we'll add a little bit to QB so we can kind of hone in on that QB, those 2 that we really want. But Reggie Carter getting the Sunbelt Defensive Player of the Week. Congrats to him. He's also going to get the National Player of the Week. A little update for recruiting after a couple weeks since the offseason. Doing quite well so far with these QBs. We're getting closer and closer to that top 3 stage. And looking like I think it's going to be potential we get both of them. But here it is. Rivalry game ECU, as they are undefeated, and we're going over there to play in this tough environment. So kick is underway, and this one might be a lot for us, as they are like 20 overalls better than us, so it's not going to be a cakewalk. Elijah Thompson, though, coming back out, had a serviceable first game, but he's going to need to be consistently better in this one. Safe to say our run game still is non-existent, but the RPO game to Dylan Carter is nice. Let's see if we can try to mix those in from time to time, as again, we can only call the same play twice in an entire game, so we have to mix up plays. That does make it tough down the stretch, especially late in games whenever we no longer have that many plays that we like. 3rd and 5. We'll try to motion our running back over. I like a lot of those running back motion plays. That's just wide open to Darius Adams, and we're going to run the ball up with Brandon Lewis, and he's going to get a nice power run. Nice to see Brandon Lewis getting some carries. I like him as the backup running back to Cam. I mean, obviously Cam is our one for a while, as there's just nobody open. And did we hold on top of it? Oh my goodness. So 3rd and 20, if that wasn't unmanageable already. So we'll see how our defense does against this team, as they have a star running back, which I don't enjoy. But hey, we'll take that. A loss of 2 is a huge thing. Get another play from Reggie Carter, as that's just thrown right at the corner. So look at that, quick 3 and out for us on defense, and hey, we'll take that. And that is just going to be intercepted. Oh, we just can't throw that, Elijah. The linebacker making a great play. Running back did have some space. He had some separation, was open. I think a little bit better passer there is going to be able to lob that right up over top of the linebacker. But just a great athletic play from Edwards, and just don't have the QB overall for that. Accuracy is not good enough to throw that over the Mike linebacker. So they're back on offense, and we need to continue to be good defensively, as we'll just have to focus on making the sure tackles, as that is an open man. And just those in routes, those deep breaking in routes are so open, and oh my goodness. Blake Harrison had a chance, number 0, the linebacker, to be able to come down with that. He just couldn't do it. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Can we hold them out? They're going to run around, and it's going to be a sack. Reggie Carter and Kareem Scott getting in there for the sack. And I keep messing up Kareem and Kadeem. There's a Kareem White. No, it's actually Kadeem White and Kareem Scott. I'm going to mix that up all year long. So they're going to be forced to settle with 3. And hey, we'll take that. So end of the first quarter, 3-0. Definitely could be worse. But really, you know, you can't ask for more from the defense there. Especially with that interception being in our own territory, just makes it always a tough choice. Still just trying to find our identity for a pass or a run team. Under pressure, but throws it nicely to Marcus Wright, who's going to be able to take this thing down inside the 10, all the way to the end zone. Marcus Wright, showing that he is the right one to take this thing to the end zone. Marcus has been going off for us as of late down the stretch, and we need him to continue to show up for us. He is the slot guy. I'm super excited for him to have a solid year for us. Really, Elijah Thompson just threw that right on the money, too. Like, it was not even just a good route. But we'll have to go probably back to man coverage, as unbelievable that the running back's going to be able to shake off 2 tacklers and terrible pursuit angles. He's still breaking tackles to the 45. Unbelievable. Their running back is just something else. Good hit, though. Declan O'Connor decking the running back and getting a nice hit on him, as that's a first down. This guy just continues to churn forward for yards, as it is 2nd down and 10. We just got to find a way to tackle him in space. Good tackle. Good tackle from Grayson Reynolds to be able to hold them for a loss, as there's really nothing open again. Forcing a long field goal situation, and he's going to drill that with plenty to spare. That's absurd. But hey, I mean, we still have the lead after them scoring on 2 possessions. Gotta love the defense. 2nd down and 6. It's a matter of finding what works against these guys. Good little dump off for the tight end to make it close. 3rd and 1. It's definitely manageable to get that first, and Cam is going to push the sticks. 1st and 10. We go back to play action. Do we have anybody open? And wow, that was a terrible throw. Even had a little green release on that, but it's still just a terrible throw. And that is way overthrown, and it's going to be intercepted. Oh my lord, that is where the low overalls start to really hurt you. You can be safe for so long, but geez, was that one overthrown by a mile to the guy. We had a window open. It wasn't the most open in the world, but it also wasn't the most covered either. It was a definitely manageable throw, but he just way overthrew it. So, yet again, wow, Declan O'Connor. Right through the B gap, just fantastic. And that is going to be a huge pickup. Making it a third and manageable. They're going to try to scramble out, and there's just a guy open. He gets it. Just getting the consistent yardage, and we just played way too off. Played way too off coverage for that, as we need to stick with our guys. Right now, the offense is playing better offense for East Carolina than it is for us as he overthrows it. Just really gifting opportunities for ECU to be able to score, as that one could be intercepted. Oh, but he dropped it. And it's going to settle him for a field goal. Oh, they're just slowly taking the lead. They're milking it from us. That's a great find and a great throw. Elijah Thompson putting it right on the money on that one. Really had the drag a whole lot earlier. Definitely should have taken that. Was kind of just trying to cheat a little forward more. And he drops it. Jordan Brooks just dropped a complete open pass and a good throw to Marcus Wright. Marcus probably could have ran a little bit more afterward, but we wanted to just be safe as that's so open and he missed him. If he just throws that as more of like an outside back shoulder throw, it'd be money. And another drop. Jordan Brooks, can you please, sir, make a tackle? Or not make a tackle, make a catch. Cam Walker going to get the first on that one as we have a guy. What a throw. What a throw to Darius Adams. And Brandon Lewis is going to take it in. What a good 2-minute drive from Elijah Thompson and the Megalodons as we just tore through them to score 7 points and take the lead back before the half. So 14-9. At the half, 198 passing yards. I mean, hey, maybe we are just a straight-up passing offense. So, hey, I mean, most of the time I kind of run some balanced offense series, but hey, this one might be a passing offense. But hey, it's definitely not a pass defense team. So, that's that. But they'll get just continuing to just pound the rock with this running back. Harris is just having himself a really good day. Declan O'Connor, though, really showing out in this game. Good dump off. He actually caught it, guys. Jordan Brooks actually caught the pass. I'm shocked. Cam Walker tried everything he could to be able to move the sticks, and that was such a late throw it almost got picked. That would have been a pick six for sure. Just not enough arm strength on him there to get that off, as that's actually a quality punt. But unfortunately, he's going to get the return. Good thing we make a tackle. Good thing we make a tackle, as Harris has a bunch of open space again. Just got to find a way to keep him out of here. I feel like the problem is either they're letting us flirt around too much. What a play from Sheldon Dennis. Look at this replay. Look at the awareness of Sheldon Dennis to realize it's not an RPO. Come back across the middle and lay out the receiver on the slant. Just crazy play from Sheldon Dennis as he just ran right into Reggie Carter for a sack. Like, what are you doing, Garcia? You can't just run right into the defensive ends. But hey, I mean, we'll take it. But so now it brings up a long third down, and it's going to be another sack from Andre and Reggie as they just both get back there again. They are a dynamic duo forcing a punt situation, and Cam Walker is not going to be denied. Jeez, that was a powerful run. Literally ran through like 4 defenders on that one, as this man is our star. Honestly, just got to find ways to get Cam the ball. I kind of like some of these guys that we have on offense, to be honest, even though they're terrible overall. Cam Walker sounds like he's a solid option. Marcus Wright seems like a quality option. That's a dot. Dylan Carter, look at that catch. One-handed, 2 feet in. Absurd catch from Dylan Carter. I mean, hey, sometimes Elijah Thompson, he makes a good throw, and then sometimes he makes a terrible throw. That is a terrible one. So, I don't know. But hey, 3rd and 12. Can we get that also open? Nice job, Marcus. I feel like Marcus Wright, you find him on 3rd down, and he is just, he's going to find a way. Jeez, can we get off the tight end? 14-9. Boys, we have a chance. I mean, we're kind of dominating in this game for time of possession being even. Like, we have so much more yardage. 3rd down and 3. We got to convert. Good catch. And it's so close. Xavier Lee made that so close to a touchdown. We can't stretch that outside. 2nd and goal. Wow, the pressure was crazy off the edge. I mean, we're getting further and further from the end zone here, making it tougher and tougher. Just going to have to settle for a field goal. That's super unfortunate, especially because a touchdown would pretty much have mostly ended the game. But a field goal still makes it a one-possession game. Huge sack from Reggie Carter, getting in there yet again. And that is a good tackle from Sheldon. So Sheldon, just like his brother Shelton, I mean, sure tacklers. Oh, that would have been such a lovely pick. But instead, we're back on offense again. Time to milk. Gotta milk the clock. Give the ball to Cam. See what he can do. Good run. Gets it to a 3rd and short. And that was almost picked. We should have ran it. Oh my gosh. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us there. It really looked like that corner was playing the run, and then all of a sudden he jumped back over there and swatted the pass at the last second. Even if we would have just kind of thrown more of a lob, that would have been a touchdown probably. But instead, they're just running free with Harris, as that's open in the seam. What a diving swat. Grayson Reynolds over the middle of free safety. Just money. That was a crazy throw, actually. Really just a great throw from Gavin Garcia, as that's a good catch from the tight end. They are driving. Boys, can we get a stop? Can we do something here? Down to a minute left. And that is a terrible pursuit angle from Sheldon Dennis, and that is a touchdown from Harris, and ECU is 2 points away from tying this game. Here's the 2-point conversion, as it's just wide open. We played too far off, and it's all tied up. All tied up right here, and that was such an open play. Would have been a huge gain, and underthrows that one by a mile. 3rd down situation. Can we get it again? Wow, that would have been open too. Instead, we have to punt in just like 45 seconds, and this is the worst thing possible. The absolute worst thing possible, as they now have momentum, they have time, they have timeouts. This is not what you want to see, and it's wide open running room for Harris. We just got to let him score. Dang, guys, this is not looking good. This is where depth matters right here, because our team is getting gassed and theirs is not. I don't know if they were able to sub in a little bit more backups halfway through the game, but our team is absolutely gassed. We have no time to throw it, and I think they got defensive PI. We'll take that. But they're just teeing off on Elijah Thompson. You see his wear and tear is ridiculous right now. We actually had him over the top too, which is crazy. Wow, double corner blitz from the side. And honestly, we're going to have to put in Ryan Scott, because we just have no other option here. Elijah is so banged up, he can't even throw the ball downfield. Just another incomplete pass. This is all the marbles. Had an open guy. Wow, it hit Dylan Carter in the chest. And that's a bitter loss. That is tough. Losing by 1 touchdown whenever we had so many chances to pull that one out. I mean, that's a game that we should have been blown out in. So the fact that our boys kept it close is nice. But Elijah Thompson, 16 for 35, 254, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, both not good throws, both really, really bad throws. And completion percentage just got tanked at the end of this game whenever he had to just lob up a bunch of throws. Rushing-wise, Cam Walker, I mean, a little bit better average than last game, but not great. Brandon Lewis kind of in the same boat, but Marcus Wright, as a sophomore, hey, 3 catches, 115, had that huge 74-yard touchdown. Jordan Brooks with 2 massive drops, but he still somehow led the team in catches. Xavier Lee did all right as well. Defensively, Declan O'Connor really made his presence felt in this one with 7 tackles, 2 TFLs. But look at Reggie Carter down here again. 4 TFLs yet again. A 2nd consecutive 3-sack game. Like, that's crazy. I mean, he might have a legit chance of breaking a record for us. And he's going to be the defensive player of the week yet again in the conference. And hey, why not? But in conference play, I mean, it's still really early. But sitting at 1-1 in there. Just such a tough loss, though. Especially for a rival game, that's a tough loss. But we got to put that behind us because we got a matchup against the Warhawks this week. So UL Monroe, going back to the away. We're going to wear the all-white unis this time. I'm trying to slowly introduce all of our uniforms to be a little bit more realistic. I have some pretty cool ones that I'm excited to show you guys as we continue on in the season that I think you guys will really enjoy. I really love how the uniforms have turned out for us. But UL Monroe's 0-3. So let's take it to him. This is another chance that we could win this one. Elijah's got to continue to play well. As Cam Walker getting a ton of room right out the gate. Hey, we have not had anything like that before. And geez, Elijah, can you throw it any sooner? Literally had so many open players and just couldn't get the pass off quick enough. Good catch, Marcus. Do a little bit more motion. I've really liked some of these motion in and out plays. They've been pretty successful for us in general. Good find, though. Back to Marcus Wright. We got to rely on him. Oh, my Lord. Elijah Thompson is very injured. What a move from Marcus Wright. Apparently, Marcus Wright and Cam Walker, well, except on that play. But Marcus Wright and Cam Walker are the guys. You got to get them involved. Another just great route. Marcus Wright getting out of bounds. Save some of his wear and tear as we'll go back to the ground game. It's really that two-man show. Occasionally, Elijah Thompson will do something that's, you know, impressive that we like to see. But that has seemingly been kind of our guys right there. Good run. Power move. Elijah Thompson just moving the chains. As we'll go back to a little screen, and they weren't expecting it at all. The spin move gets us inside the 10. Gets us to an opportunity. Dang. Sometimes these D tackles just absolutely annihilate our offensive line. That is wide open for Brandon Lewis. And he is going to walk in for a touchdown. I think all three of our running backs have multiple touchdowns on the season, as that has been the main people scoring for us this year. And oh my gosh, what is that face? Looks like my guy had a real rough night after getting over the loss from last week. But we'll see how our defense does against them. And another jet touch, and just why is it so good? Just so good against us. And there we go. Sheldon Dennis making himself felt on that one, and that was a terrible pursuit angle. So yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like 50-50. Oh, there we go. What's a sack? Declan O'Connor and Sheldon Dennis getting in there to get General Booty down for a sack. Also a great name, but hey, we got to bring him down sometimes. So after the punt, we'll start back on offense again. And it's 7-0. It's 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. And hey, now they have negative rushing yards. There we go. I mean, they barely had the ball, though. And that is how we like it. Let's go back to an option thing. We haven't really run an option route, and that is perfect, as he's going to get down to midfield. Great run from Cam Walker. And look at that, using his blockers to perfection. Being able to find space for that. Good job with that back shoulder throw to Marcus. As we're kind of just carving up this squad right now. And Cam just could not get off the break really well. Good thing there with a little stop route. That is perfect, as he has just been so open. And Cam Walker again gets a good run. I mean, I hate to rely on him so much that he gets so gassed. But there we go, Lucas Martinez. That is his specialty, as he's going to get that free walk-in on the jet touch. As he's one of those backup running backs. He's our third string running back, but he's just so slow. I think he has 84 speed, so he's like no place in this offense in general. But it kind of sometimes works out for some of these jet touch passes. Like especially in the goal line, because maybe he can make a man miss or something. Like he doesn't have to have that much speed. It's more excel at that point, because you're not even going to hit your top speed. And oh my, that was close. So close to just immediately giving up a touchdown. A good tackle on that. I mean, hey, we will take that. And that is wide open. That was a mistake on defense, as we just gave that wheel route so much space. And so much for the defense playing lights out, as they'll bring him down to a 2nd and goal. Oh my, wow. A lot of power driving there. That's wide open. Could have drove a truck through that offensive line. They're up on the board with 7 points, and this is now a game again. So back on offense, can we answer? Get the ball to Dylan Carter. Dylan Carter's one of the only guys on the offense. I think he might be the only guy on offense with an ability. He has that layout ability. I think Holden Cooper or Declan are probably the only two on defense that have it. So we don't have a lot of abilities to go around. But that being said, we are a 60 overall team. Marcus Wright, though, I mean, he is just eating right now. Xavier Lee, I would love to get him involved more. He's the one star player on this offense, like as far as has the star emblem underneath his ability. But look at that. I mean, Marcus Wright. Jeez, he's going to have like 500 catches in this game. There's nobody open. Sometimes you just got to take the sack, you know? And, I mean, oh, wow. What a dot. What a throw from Elijah Thompson. He just fit that thing in a window. And wow, what another open receiver, just so close. Dylan Carter almost able to push that one in. And why do we do inside zone? Every time we do an inside zone, we get demolished at the goal line. And had an opportunity in another drop. Just unfortunate. So we'll go back to the same thing that's been working for us. The jet touch pass from Wildcat. Unfortunately, we only have so many of them that we can use since we can only use the play twice in a full game. But hey, 21-7 at the half. We have 215 passing yards at halftime. Look at that. Especially because a lot of our people want to transfer out because of playing style. So we need to find a way to fix that or else we're going to lose a whole bunch of the squad. What was that tackle animation, Sheldon? Jeez. No. Oh my gosh. Why are we able to just run? Oh, they can run forever through these holes. Look how giant these holes are. Just dang. I mean, wow. We need to shape up that. I mean, we're like Swiss cheese on defense right now in this entire drive. Can we make a play? Can somebody get a... Oh, wow, that was a risky throw. Threw that right at Holden Cooper, the middle linebacker, and he's just going to break that tackle all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. And their running back just wanted it more on that one. Just weak arm tackles are not going to cut it out. Maybe cut it out in FCS. Not here, though. So we got to answer again. And that was not the answer. That was not the answer we wanted. Play action is probably also not the answer we wanted either. And it's immediately a 3rd and long situation, which is where we always end up being. And that's the end. So that drive went as pretty much as I expected, and they're just going to go right back to the run game. I mean, hey, why not? The run game has started to become more effective for them. 3rd and short. Can we expect a short run? Wow. Oh, wow, what a stop. I am shocked that that was not a first down. Oh, unfortunately, couldn't cut back. Just unfortunately couldn't backtrack just in time. As we're going to have an opportunity to run with Elijah Thompson, and he's going to get a massive gain. It's nice to have a quarterback who's mobile enough to be able to make a play like that. What an open guy. What an open guy. Marcus Wright, one of the best route runners for 60 overall you guys have probably ever seen. And look at that. Scheme over team right there. Perfect. Perfect execution on the spot route. And that is a good run from Cam. Just trying to milk a little bit of clock. We need to do that a little earlier because that was probably one of the reasons that we lost last week. We don't want to make that same mistake as we head into the 4th quarter. Getting closer to that 250 passing yard mark. We'll try a fullback dive, which is really a tight end dive, and that's nothing. So this is risky, but I feel like we have to do it. I feel like if we get this, we can run a whole couple other extra minutes off, and Marcus Wright just find a way to get in the ball. That is just the play. I mean, that was risky. If we don't get it, it gives them a great opportunity to tie. But now that we get it, we're able to run off. Because if we remember, that would have been about 7.5 minutes left when they would have been getting the ball back. Now this time, we can kind of just sit. And again, 4th down. I mean, are we risky a second time in a row? Sometimes it pays off. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And that is not perfect. As we were trying to snap the ball, but it would have been a legal formation because we didn't have someone set on the line of scrimmage on the left. That's on the offensive coordinator there. We can't be doing that. But instead, we'll just try a little run to Marcus Wright. And hey, it actually works out better because we probably would have scored on the first play. And instead, a power move from Cam Walker as he trucks the safety. And wow, that was an embarrassing hit on him. But instead, we're able to pretty much just run this thing down as we ran an extra 3.5, almost 4 minutes off the clock from going for it on 4th downs. The sack is huge, making this a long situation to pick up, and a tight end makes a good broken tackle with so many guys there. 3rd and 12. Can General Booty find some magic? He can't there. All the marbles on this one. Throws it. What a catch. Kadeem White just barely missing it on the swat, and he drops it. General Booty actually threw quite a good throw there and just couldn't hold on to it. And not much going there for him as it's another 3rd down situation, and it could have been picked. Could have been picked by DeAndre Harris, but it just wasn't. As he has forever back there, and he breaks a tackle, throws it deep, and it's caught. Unreal that he gets that. I cannot believe that he actually is able to convert that massive play. They find themselves back into a 3rd down situation. He overthrows them, and this is it. All for nothing. We send the blitz and we get the sack. Blake Harrison and Andre Mitchell are going to get the sack. We end up running the rest of it out. It's 28-14, getting our 2nd win. 1st win on the road in the all-white unis. Love to see that. Cam Walker, not really a ton of yards in this game, but hey, I mean, we didn't really have anybody better apparently. Really feel like Marcus Wright should have been the guy getting player of the game, but hey, Elijah Thompson, 79% completion percentage and a touchdown, no turnovers. And I love that Brandon Lewis and Cam Walker both also have passing touchdowns. So running wise, again, like we said, 2.8 average is terrible. But I feel like he had a bunch of runs that were great in this game, and then just I must have had so many that were for no gain. Receiving wise, Marcus Wright had 11 catches for 112 yards. I feel like he's our player of the game right there. Like that's a great game for him. Cam Walker adding 58 on it. Brandon Lewis getting 2 touchdowns on 2 catches, which is quality. Defensively, Sheldon Dennis starting to find his rhythm. Kadeem White also joining in on that with the 8 tackles. 2 TFLs for Sheldon Dennis is real nice. And a bunch of half sacks. I mean, everybody was sharing on that one. No picks. Next upgrade for the squad, I think we probably, for offensive line, we really need to revamp the entire O-line. So I think we're going to try to give ourselves a little bonus with them. Still, so many people want to transfer out. It just keeps getting longer and longer, the list. Little update for recruiting. Taylor Rambo getting super close to committing. He should commit next week. I think we should have him for sure. And he could very well be our QB1. We might have a QB battle with BJ Brahms down there. If he also signs, we might have a little bit of a QB duel. I'd kind of love to redshirt one of them, like redshirt who I want to be the long-term starter, and then let one guy start for a year as a true freshman, and then swap back to the redshirt freshman the following season. A couple offensive linemen that we're going for. Everything else is looking pretty solid. I think we should be able to lock up most, if not all, of these offensive linemen as well. But the tough part, corners, there was legit only 3 corners that I could even go after between North and South Carolina. Like, our options are terrible for corners. Kind of the same thing with safeties. I think we had 2 safeties, free safeties that we could go after. But hey, look at that. It's temporary, but right now, we're sitting at first place in the conference. Arkansas State, kind of like the uniforms Arkansas State's going on. I wish they had a little bit more variety. I think they'd be another cool rebuild too, but it kind of seems like it's more or less the blackout is what they run with. Kind of a semi-packed crowd. I mean, not packed, but quite a bit of fans showed up for this one. Kind of a bottom dweller matchup, to be honest. But Elijah, you know, man, you got to go out there and have another game like you had last week. Just under 80% completion percentage. We're going to win a lot of games if he's consistent like that. Got to get Cam Walker, though, a little bit more engaged. He's just going to have to go down. Not a lot open there. Might have been able to kind of hit one of the swing routes, and that's going to be a fumble, and it's going to be picked up by the defense. Oh my gosh. Not how you want to start this game. Brian Whitehead just forcing a massive turnover. Just a massive turnover as he's so shifty, and somehow we keep him out. Second and inches is even crazier that they could somehow actually get a first here. As they're just going to big man move, just stiff arms Holden Cooper. Holden has been being embarrassed all year. So they are already up 7-0. And our QB's already cold in an environment that we're on the road. This might not go well. This might not go well at all. We got to do some short, like, safe throws because we got to get his confidence back. That's an open guy, and he just underthrew him. Marcus Wright, great route running, and there we go. Just take the safe plays. Give Cam the ball in space. Giving him the ball in the pass game is really, really a solid option. I wish our tight end was a little quicker. Kinda missing having CJ McCrane. Shout out to the last dynasty that we just finished with Kennesaw State. He was just a money tight end for us, and if we could find another one like that, love it. But we're moving the ball, actually somewhat decently. Brandon Lewis, though, didn't get much on that one, so it's going to be kind of a little tougher situation, and that's about that. You can't ask too much of a 60 overall QB. To be honest, he's not even a 60. He's a 59 overall quarterback. This is legit probably the worst quarterback I've ever run with ever as a starting quarterback in a dynasty, so it's not ideal. He definitely feels the pressure, and he definitely shows it. At the end of one, it's 7-0 Arkansas State. Really no offense on either side of the ball. Honestly, just kind of unlucky how the game started with that strip sack. But there we go. We'll pick up the first. Just got to continue to find ways to move the chains. And that is a good spin move from Xavier Lee. As we're just going to continue to slowly move down the field. We got to find a way to put up points, though. Last time we got down the field, we ended up having to punt the ball. Just couldn't get anything going. But I feel like we're definitely feeling the wear and tear of this lower overall squad. Like, we get worn down so quick, but a great play from the tight end. Try to go back to the ground game. Brandon Lewis almost able to cut that back. That would have been such a huge play. Ooh, I like the fake pull toss, and we'll pick up that first. Let's go. All right, take the quick, easy play there. Super tempted to pitch that there, but that was just not the right call. But we'll go back to hot dog play. And that's just, yep, everything bottled up there. Not really much of anything to throw, as that's open in the back corner of the end zone. Oh, we need to loft that a little higher. Maybe a high ball throw there. We just wanted to throw something that wasn't such a difficult throw. But we'll have to settle. So we settle for 3 points, which is not ideal, but we at least get on the board. You know, anything to get on the board and get some confidence up for our QB would be nice, as all we ended up getting stuck. Good blocking from the receivers, and no way I think I'm going to get called for illegal contact. Unbelievable. Rashad Johnson's going to get called for that, as we would have had a stop. Instead, they're starting a new possession, basically, and they have time and timeouts, and they're under the 2-minute. Wow, that was a risky throw. Just a risky throw. If we have a little bit quicker guys, could be huge. But hey, I mean, those in routes are just such money. And that is a nice drop. That's huge for us, actually. Unlucky that we call a blitz right at the exact time that they run a screen. Makes it definitely a field goal range, as that one could be picked. And it's, what? Are you kidding me? Did he just moss our corner? Oh my god, that was filthy. Courtney Jackson, you got mossed by a man named Courtney. That's a quote for you. Literally dunked on his head. Oh my gosh, DeAndre Harris got embarrassed on that one. But that overthrow was rough. Bringing up a quick 3rd and long. 3rd down and long. We have a seam open high ball throw. He drops it. Elijah put it where only the tight end could get it. And that's a muffed kick. He hit the kicker. How is that not called? I mean, not like that's necessarily going to change momentum. But it could. Especially early enough in this game. I mean, we need all the help we can get. As this smaller school, I mean, we're going to get straight up bullied here very shortly, I'm seeing. as they are driving down at will. They've got all the momentum. They have the talent and a wide open touchdown. This one could get ugly. We need to figure out something here as, yep, he does not have a space there. Are we going to get the PI call on that? Unbelievable. We actually got that call to go our way. That's actually ridiculous. We were able to draw that penalty. Good job from Thompson to step up in the pocket and find that man, and he somehow missed him? A green throw somehow misses him? So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what you want to see as a coordinator, with him just scrolling out of the pocket and hitting that guy on the move. But that is just going to be a terrible pick, and that's honestly pretty much game at this point. But hey, we can't give up yet. You know, halftime 21-3. It doesn't look good by any means. The defense is suffocating and our offense can't do anything. But, you know, I think we've been in worse or similar situations before. Maybe not with a 60 overall team, though. That's, you know, another story. Hey, I mean, the fact that we have 2 wins straight up already is kind of crazy. I mean, I wasn't expecting to have 2 wins 3 weeks into the season. I mean, even for 1 week, we were listed as first place in the conference. It's not going to stand, for sure. I mean, if we're getting throttled around like this, another big run by Arkansas State. I mean, when we play actually like an even more legit team, could get real ugly, as that's another massive gain. Huge hit. Sheldon Dennis definitely coming on strong here. Wow, that was a dot. Unbelievable drop. QB definitely threw that. Oh, wow, another drop. I mean, that's a little bit better. And basically did the same thing 3 times in a row. Just did it to the different receiver. One to the right every single time. I like the awareness and play rec from our team to not realize that that was what was happening. But a 3rd and 3 situation. Can we hold them out? And I don't know what that was to throw to. But hey, we'll keep him to a field goal. But I think it's time to give Ryan Scott a couple reps here at QB. That was not it. Just a rough throw in general. Mainly because Thompson is so gassed. Like, our team is dead, and he is getting mauled every single play. Good play from Jordan Brooks to break that tackle. But the wear and tear is so bad on this entire squad right now that anytime I can give people rest, I'm going to have to take it, because there's a long season and we're only 4 games in. And if we're already having wear and tear issues because of our stamina from being such a low overall, it's going to be a long season. So it's unfortunate. I don't really want to put Ryan in right now, but I feel like I have to for the longevity of this squad. But nice little pickup on that screen. We would have had Marcus Smith too. Just don't really have the arm strength for that. We're going to go for it on 4th down because we pretty much have to have a shot in this one. And it's going to be swatted down, so that will pretty much end it. Yep, they ran out the clock, ended up kicking a field goal. 31-10 final score. Just never really in doubt. From the moment we had that fumble with the QB, it was written in stone pretty much that our boys were just distraught. Really couldn't get it out of their heads. But hey, Ryan Scott ended up getting a little bit more passes in total and had a lot more yards than Elijah Thompson did. And the completion percentage was just terrible for everybody across the board. The 38 is ridiculous. But he also did get pressured like 150% of his dropbacks. But Cam Walker, new high for average rushing yards, 5.6. There we go. We're slowly getting better. Receiving wise, Cam Walker also led the team in receiving yards and catches, which is somewhat nice, but kind of a lot of reliance on him. Marcus Wright and Xavier Lee just not really able to have a big game this week. Just couldn't have that many open plays. I feel like it was a lot of missed throws, though. I feel like we had a lot more opportunities. Sheldon Dennis, though, led the team in tackles with 7. Only 3 TFLs. That's tough. Not a sack to be seen anywhere. No picks. And only 2 pass deflections. But hey, let's go, guys. Taylor Rambo just saw that game and said, hey, yeah, I want to go to that squad because I'm going to help you out. And he committed. First verbal commit in school history. We get the QB of the future that we want. Super excited for it. Interested to see if he's going to be one of those guys that helps us get to the next level. Is he going to be on the team whenever we win our first bowl game? And we have a couple visits in this week. We have Billy Turner, the corner. He's coming for a visit in this upcoming game. Kevin Dietrich and Russ Westbrook, both offensive linemen. And Russ Westbrook's going to be a close one. If we win this game against the Cajuns, I think he'll commit to us. The other guys, I think we should win, but it's not going to be an easy one. It's not going to be an easy matchup at all. But we're back home this time, and we're going to wear some cool, fun jerseys for this one. We have the powder blues, kinda. It's not really powder blue, but it's kind of like that islandy coral blue that we've got going on. But we got to shut down Chandler Fields. He has yet to throw a pick in this game. Not that we're that ball hawking of a defense, but I mean, hey, or maybe a defense in general. Good pressure on that one, though. Can we get a 3-and-out right away? Let's go. All right, let's forget the last week. Let's not even think about that, as we're back to 50-50. But Elijah Thompson, I mean, gave him a little bit of rest in the last performance. Let's see if the new energy from him is going to be good. Cam Walker, nice run. I think that's probably one of the biggest runs of the season for Cam. Wow, how did he get yards on that? Like, normally when we get stuck on offensive linemen like that, like, it's just not ideal. That's kind of the other problem. I think our offensive line is so slow that even our slow players are outrunning them. But hey, I mean, we are driving down the field pretty quick right now. Wow, we should have hit that drag 10 years ago. But just trying to look a little bit too far downfield. That's kind of just a low awareness for Elijah, as he needs to just find the short plays and just take them. Like right there. There we go. Elijah, just take the play. When we have the space, we just want to take it. Cam Walker getting a huge run again. I mean, he's kind of balling out right now. Here we go. Jet touch Lucas. It's a fake to him. Hey, wow, Brandon Lewis. Oh, okay. All right, so we're close on that. Oh, we would have had a man. Play actions in the goal line. Sometimes they work for us and just sometimes they don't. But Cam Walker with a nice little chance there. He's going to power his way into the end zone. And Cam Walker is going to get one of the largest touchdowns of the season for himself, as he's just going to power his way into the end zone. So 7-0. I mean, how many times have we started with a lead and then lost it? We just have a way about us that we just like to fumble games. And sometimes we just like to get blown out. So, I mean, that's probably the life of being a 60 overall team. I mean, it will get better as we get better. And that's what we just got to remember. But there we go. Good tackle. I love that everyone we're going against has just these workhorse backs that we just can't stop. But end of one. 7-0. There we go. Hey, look at that even yardage between pass and rush. So we love to see that. We want to have a more balanced offense that makes us more dangerous. So, all right, let's get it. And they're going to have an RPO play, and he's going to get stopped. Let's go. Can we get the stop? Holden Cooper is going to make the tackle. He actually made the tackle. What a dot to Marcus Wright. I mean, does Marcus Wright drop the ball? I mean, I don't want to kind of jinx him there, but he has been probably the most sure-handed guy on this entire roster so far. And Xavier Lee's also been kind of that dude as well, but that is just a free rush. So unlucky, we have to punt that thing off, but look at, oh, he caught it off the bounce. That could have been such a crazy bounce too. I think that was angled like right towards inside the 10 or inside the 5. Big hit from Sheldon Dennis. It's going to be picked up by the Megalodons. Western Carolina is going to get the takeaway. What a hit from Sheldon Dennis. He has been emerging over the last few weeks as a standout defensive player for us. He just ran straight through the hole and demolished the running back. What a hit. Nice, clean hit. Let's go take advantage of it. Let's go put up some points. Let's get this dub. That is not it. Just taking a big sack, too, is not at all what we want to see going on there. Another one. So instead, we have to punt it away, and they're right back on offense. Able to get some time off the clock there, but not enough. Good pitch and catch there, as they are going to lose yards. Another big hit. I mean, I feel like we've been playing some aggressive football. There's a sack. Finally. So Kareem Scott, I mean, you really got in that backfield pretty quick there. Love it. Forcing a punt still gives us an opportunity. We've got time. We can do what we need to do. Still have 2 timeouts left. Just take the safe plays, get Marcus Wright the ball, and get Cam Walker the ball. Those are the guys that make plays. That was almost picked. We should have thrown that a whole lot earlier if that's what you were trying to throw. Elijah, just not it. Brings us to a third down situation. They're probably going to send pressure. Great catch. That's it. I think Xavier Lee, I think he's also very sure-handed. So probably should start calling a timeout there as we're going to dump it off to Xavier. Let's go. Getting ourselves closer and closer to field goal range. I don't know what our kicker's field goal range is, as he is absolute trash. As that is actually a great throw. Just got dropped or maybe deflected there. It was one of the two. As that is a dot to the sideline, and we did it again. To the one, and we're going to run it in. What a dot. Elijah Thompson throwing a perfect pass to make up for the other one that was deflected, and we're going to go up 14-0 at the half. Cam Walker being pretty efficient, averaging 7 a carry. Way better than how we've started this year so far. You know, so far, who do you guys think has been the standout offensive player? As we're just going to lose yards terribly on now 2 consecutive plays as we get sacked. Third down situation, sometimes we just got to dump it off to Cam, and that's all you can do. Just makes it a little bit easier of a punt situation so it doesn't get blocked in our own end zone. But, yeah, offense, I feel like we've had a couple standouts. I've kind of already mentioned them a little bit. But I have a lot of people that I think could make a really sizable difference in the next few years. On defense, I mean, starting the season, it's got to be Reggie Carter, at least the first 2 games. But he's definitely cooled off as of late, and I don't really at this point know who I would say. Sheldon Dennis has definitely gotten better. This is a deep field goal. He's going to make it. Oh my gosh. I don't know, they were packing that kind of leg. Jeez. All right. Well, it's still 14-3. So I mean, this is still a legit chance that we could still score a nice amount of points here. Great play call for Xavier Lee to have space. But yeah, I guess I would say Sheldon Dennis is probably the guy who's been breaking out, other than Reggie Carter, on defense for the season to start the year, and probably a mix of Marcus Wright, Elijah Thompson, or Cam Walker for offense. Just so much pressure. The tough part is it would be hard for me to give it to Elijah because some of the times he just makes such terrible throws also. As they are they're trying to get some points here, but our defense is starting to clamp up a little bit on this run game. Why is that so wide open? He dropped it. Oh, okay, well, we'll take that. We'll go back out on offense and get Xavier Lee the ball. Can we put up any points here as we get closer to the 4th quarter? As any score here would put a ton of pressure on the Cajuns. As that's a nice little screen, and we pick up the block downfield. Cam Walker all the way into the end zone for another touchdown. On the screen, he just finds a way, always, to make the best out of it. Such a good player. I mean, super tempted even to, like, turn him into a receiver next year. If we end up getting a stud running back in general, because his hands are really solid. But 4th quarter situation, up by a nice margin, good tackle. Brings up 3rd and short. Can we find a way? Good deflection from Grayson. Wasn't even looking at the ball, and it ends up being good for him. As that is, wow, he did not get it. So we're going to take over, and of course we're going to get some sort of false start. But or offsides, I guess. I'm used to it being false start from the other side. But all right. Can we put up more points? We'll try a tight end screen. I haven't tried that yet. Shocked he actually holds on to the ball, but mostly these RPOs have been just money against Louisiana so far. Fullback dive works to perfection. Able to really just chew clock. I mean, if we can put up any points here, this game is done. I mean, it really should be at this point anyway, but just for how bad our team is and the wear and tear problems, that is an open guy, and he's going to get the touchdown, and that's going to seal it. Jordan Brooks making a great play, and it's just really going to make it tough for Louisiana at this point unless they score fast. Big sack, bringing it to a second situation. Throws it, it's deflected and intercepted by Blake Harrison. And that is going to be the backbreaker right there, as we're going to be able to run the rest of the clock out. What a pick, too. I'm pretty sure that was like volleyball swatted into a pick by Blake Harrison, which is absurd for like a 60 overall player to make that catch. But can we see a replay of it? Does it get swatted? Yeah, I think, yeah, it gets swatted right to Blake. But, so we end up running it down, kick a field goal, and win the game 31-3. Big blowout win, especially with 3 visiting prospects. I mean, hey, Elijah Thompson, another fantastic game. Around that 80% completion percentage, his second performance of that. We held them to 86 yards of total offense. I mean, that's probably one of the craziest defensive games I've ever had in my career. I mean, we're 60 overall. How are we playing this well? Elijah Thompson, though, 19 for 23, 235, and 3 touchdowns. Amazing game. Amazing game for him. Oh, I guess Elijah also has an ability. He's got that pull-down ability. Cam Walker ended up falling back to his 4.5 yards average. Kind of the same boat we've been in the whole season. Receiving-wise, Cam Walker had 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. Really, he could be a great receiver, honestly. If we lose a lot of receivers, I might be tempted to do it, especially with the amount of players we're going after in recruiting. Sheldon Dennis, though, taking care of business with 7 tackles, 5 for Kadeem White, who gets 2 TFLs. Cooper has 2, and so does Andre Mitchell. 2 sacks, 1 for Kadeem and 1 for Kareem. Blake Harrison gets that pick that seals it, and a handful of pass deflections. Get our next upgrade. I think we probably got to go for the defensive back at this point. Trying to just kind of spread around the points that we have so we can get the most bang for our buck. Still, just so many people want to leave. And the fact that there was probably only 40-ish total 3-stars between the 2 states of people we're able to look at, that just makes recruiting so tough to be able to even fill out a roster. But hey, Billy Turner is going to commit. He looks like he could be okay. His main coverage at 72 is not terrible. Speed might not be the best. We just don't have enough points to fully scout everyone and have a legit chance of getting them all. But Russ Westbrook also commits after the week he was visiting, so was Billy Turner. So that worked out to perfection. And a couple of these other guys, we're close. We're able to start filtering down some points to start going after some of these other guys. But we're going to have some of these guys up for a visit together. BJ Brahms and Greg McNitt. We're going to have both of them, the receiver-quarterback combo. They're going to come to week 8 game and see if that helps with them committing. I don't think BJ Brahms really needed it, but it helps to give a little extra bonus to the wide receiver, who I think definitely needs a good visit. But simming to the next week, Kevin Dietrich also signs. He was the other guy that was coming for a visit in week 6, so we got all 3 guys that came to that game, which is awesome. So we have multiple offensive linemen now for the new squad, and we're getting super close to Evan Rhodes. But in the conference, I mean, hey, we're toe-to-toe, 3-2 in our record, and 2-1 in conference play. Got to knock out App State and Georgia Southern, which we play both of them pretty soon. But we got to play James Madison University first. And hey, they're only a 73. So this one, I mean, and if we beat some 79 overall teams, I mean, this is another opportunity. So here we go, back at home, wearing our all blues again. Regular all blue jerseys. I really love how these jerseys turned out. Ayo Ade, or however you pronounce that, is quite the name. And he is going to get a carry immediately. Sounds like another star running back, probably another workhorse, and someone we're going to have to deal with all season. And I love that we are going to be going against a no-huddle offense, as they are going to murder us. Especially with our wear and tear problems, this could get ugly. We're going to have to get some turnovers quickly to get some momentum changed here, as they are just going to drive endlessly if we don't. As we are trying to get there, but instead they have a nice wheel route. Back to the run game on a draw, and I love that they're just going to truck people, breaking so many tackles. 1st and goal already for the squad. They're just really doing what they want. Big hit. Holden Cooper getting a nice hit on them. I mean, maybe we can get a wear and tear damage problem themselves. That would be ideal. But hey, love that. Get them to a 3 points only, not 7. Let's try to get our guys involved. Can we get Marcus and Cam involved early? That's what we got to do. Get the ball right to Cam Walker. Good 5-yard gain. Go kind of right back to it. And maybe we kind of overstayed our welcome with that. But we'll go over to this RPO. And Dylan Carter gets a good pickup. That has been working for us. Can't use too many of them in a row, though, because we don't have that many of those play calls in general. Wow, that pressure was crazy. The blitz just working to perfection on that screenplay. But we'll pick up the first nonetheless, and Lucas Martinez. Honestly, that might have been Lucas's first like actual run from scrimmage. Most of the time, he just gets those jet touch passes. But it brings up an early third down situation, and he missed them. Just needed to throw it a little bit further to the side. Oh, wow. Glad we barely made that one. We at least get on the board. Let's not get buried early. Let's try to stick with it. And AO is so open. Just so much running room for this man. I mean, they are just, wow, making massive holes. Just so much running room for him. This is going to be a problem as he has another gigantic room making Sheldon miss. And just like that, I mean, they're already threatening just outside the red zone. And a huge sack. Honestly, we're going to have to blitz. End of the first quarter is a tie game at 3-3. They have double our yards in every way. So, yep, I don't think our defense is going to be able to hold up with these guys. I can tell they have better athletes. And, I mean, I would assume so. Any FBS school should have better athletes than us. Dang, wow, that was a close one as well. So it's at the battle of the field goal kickers at this point. I mean, we've already had a guy miss an extra point this year. So I don't like our odds if it's a battle of the kickers. But wow, everyone's so covered, and wow, what a play. That is like the second time at least this season. Wow, that was so cool. That's like the second time this season that our tight end has been just making a money play like that. Oh, except that time he went a little too passive with the catch. He should have went for an aggressive catch. He might have been able to do it. Lucas is not the move. At 84 speed back there. Nice play, Declan. Just decks him in the backfield. And there we go. Get into a third and long situation. Let's get him off the field. That is such a good throw. And he's all the way down. All the way down in our enemy territory. And just a huge hit from Sheldon. But their no-huddle offense is so quick, it's a touchdown. Boys, this might be the beginning of the end of this game here. I don't know about it. I'm kind of getting some Arkansas State vibes, to be honest. They're just doing whatever they want. We don't have an offense. Let's try to do something different. And a flag. Of course. I mean, what can you expect? I have a lot of like 50s and 60s for offensive linemen. It's just, I mean, I'm shocked that we're holding up at least as well as we have been to a degree. Not that our offensive line is good, but it's that terrible. So, yeah, they're already back at it at midfield. They have a chance to even put up some more points before the half. The open route, wow. Good hit there from Scott. As they just do another out route, getting yards. Just pretty much able to dink and dunk all the way down the field. Huge sack from Andre Mitchell getting in there for a big sack. I mean, they're still probably in field goal range. Come on, somebody make the catch. Oh my gosh. Every time DeAndre Harris is out there in a one-on-one island, he is getting absolutely demolished. That's such an open guy. Xavier Lee makes a nice move, and he's down the sideline, and he's going to be tackled at the 7. Xavier Lee making a huge individual effort to just take the slant and make something happen with it after the play. I don't know why Elijah Thompson, I keep calling him Thomas, Elijah Thompson is on that as a highlight for him. It was really a full play from Xavier. Go back to it. Can we use Brandon Lee on the side? Gets him to the 1. So close. We go no huddle. Probably not the best move, but we don't lose anything. It was worth a shot. I want to see if we could audible out of it to something else, and we don't get it. Got to go for it a second time on 4th, and we're going to get the touchdown. Let's go. Sometimes you just got to be aggressive. And I don't know if I'd be doing ice in your veins when you're down. We're down 10 still, and we've kind of been bullied, and that's exactly what I was about to say, as Jalen Rice is just not able to cover that as a safety. And Dylan Morris already has 260 yards passing, and it's not even halftime. He's just absolutely dotting us up here, and it looks great for them to score again. 28 seconds, we get a massive sack, 1 timeout left, and I don't know why they're just kind of letting it all run down. As they get they went no huddle, and he's somehow gonna get down with 2 seconds left. So they end up getting a field goal. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't a touchdown, but that's depressing that they actually end up doing that. I was hoping they wouldn't even have enough time to get into their playoff, but it's not looking good, boys. It's not looking good. Gonna have to make some second half adjustments. I mean, honestly, we got to move the ball. We got to get out here, and we got to score a touchdown. A big drop. Big drop from the tight end. Definitely need a more sure-handed tight end because we'd love to use that more often, and that is just underthrown. And somebody tackle him? Can we get this man? He's doing cover ball, and he's still outrunning everybody. This man's in a hoodie, a one-sleeved hoodie, and he's running like he's hugging a baby all the way down the field for a touchdown. Like, are you kidding me? Are we not fast enough for that? But, like, that's what we need to throw the ball, like, right there. Like, right where that window is, we throw that right there for a little secure catch to the sideline. That's a easy play. But instead, they basically run away with it. 41-17. There was no going back after that pick six, as JMU just came into our house and absolutely ransacked the place. 86% completion percentage, and Dylan Morris just absolutely obliterated our defense. 500 yards almost is a huge difference from the Raging Cajuns game. But Elijah Thompson, 47% completion percentage and 2 picks. He's all or nothing. He's either 80% or he's 30%. Like, he's so streaky. Cam Walker, 5.2 average, a little bit better. Xavier Lee, though, went off. 6 catches, 168 yards. Dylan Carter had his best game of the season, 4 for 77. Marcus Wright, okay-ish. Needed him to definitely be more involved, though. First double-digit tackle game. Sheldon Dennis and Declan O'Connor both did it. 3 TFLs for Reggie Carter, and a handful of sacks for some of the squad, but no picks and only 1 pass deflection. Hey, we got another offensive tackle. Dennis Heisman just commits, and we now have 3 offensive linemen, which is perfect, and we are so close for BJ Brumps. He's like a smidge away after that game. So now we're dropping in the conference standings. I mean, we kind of assumed that. There's no shot we're a conference contender this year. That's 60 overall. No chance. But hey, you know, it was fun while it lasted, as this is a big rival game. We're reigniting this rival. They were a rival with us while we were both FCS schools, and now that we're both FBS schools, it's game on again. And it's time for Elijah Thompson to come back out. That's a terrible touchdown to pick interception ratio. That's not a good one. But Cam Walker, hey, look at that. He now has the impact ability at the bottom. He's now our star player, and I think that's rightfully deserved. I think Cam really has been our standout as like the most consistent guy so far for us. Great catch. But this is the game. This is Sheldon Dennis's time to come home and play against his brother's alma mater. So this one, you know, this one has a lot of meaning to the defense as well. Good run from Cam on that little screen. Can we hit him with 2 in a row? Unfortunately, it's Lucas Martinez who tries to do what he can, but not much. He's not really that open field guy. There we go, Marcus Wright. Just give him the ball. Is it the right move? You bet it is. It's Marcus Wright. Jordan Brooks finding a way to make the nice catch. Oh, gosh. Don't want to be doing that all game long. That is just not ideal. I mean, he catches it and we get a couple yards out of it, so it's better than nothing. There we go, Cam Walker. Picking up the first. We are threatening. Another open guy. He just threw it too far behind him. We can't throw that back shoulder. We got to throw that in front of everybody. We could be rolling into the end zone, but instead, it's a 3rd down situation. That's not it. Just getting an unnecessary hit on Marcus Wright, to be honest. So we're going to go up 3-0 though. So hey, maybe we have some momentum. You know, we're up, but we've been so streaky at 3-3 this season. Like, we've had games where we look great, and we have games that we look terrible. But here we go. Joey Aguilar. He's coming out. First time really getting to see him play in this game. If you guys aren't aware, I had a very long dynasty, couple seasons long with App State in college football revamped. So I'm pretty familiar with most of the roster on this team, because this was maybe a year or 2 after the roster that I played with in the revamped game. So some of the guys are new, but that was a lot of fun. So it's kind of cool to be able to play against them now. But Kanye Roberts, he is just going to be... Oh, that could have been picked. That could have been picked. Rashad Johnson, so close to taking that one. But Christian Horn makes the good catch, and it's 3-0. Honestly, I like how they've had the ball for like a minute. They already have more rushing yards than we've had in 6. But, you know, that's kind of the life of they actually have a legit running back and off. Oh my gosh, what a spin from Kanye. Oh my goodness. Kanye Roberts' elusiveness is crazy. Also crazy for Joey even to get to the side to even throw that one out of bounds and not take a sack. As that is right at Grayson Reynolds. Grayson's going to get the pick. And that is a huge turnover. Grayson Reynolds gets the interception, and that is massive to hopefully change the tide here as Cam Walker breaks a tackle. 2nd down and 7. Back to the RPO. Xavier Lee. Just churn down the field. Gotta go up. Get some points. Good awareness that it's a blitz, and we hit the tight end. Big pickup as we're already to midfield. Not really anybody open, and we just take the sack. Unfortunate to take a sack there. It has to be Lucas Martinez again. What a spin, though, from him. Makes it to 3rd and inches. Motion a guy over to make it interesting. Good quick throw. Good awareness from Elijah Thompson to see the blitz, and Cam Walker's got another nice run. Able to run the ball down to the 2-minute warning. Getting us an opportunity to give Marcus Wright the ball in space. Just got to find a way. Can we get a touchdown before the half? That would be such a big play for us. And it's not looking great that it's 2nd and goal, and we're going to lose yards. 11 yards from the end zone. Gonna take a sack, too. Lucky that it's right in the middle of the field, so it should be somewhat easy to make the field goal. But dang, that sucks. So it's 6-0. You know, all that work getting down the field twice to have to settle for field goals, and 1 touchdown can just erase all of that is really disheartening for an offense. Kanye doesn't get enough, but makes it a manageable play, and it's going to be intercepted by DeAndre Harris. He actually finally got one. Honestly, it was just because he underthrew Christian Horn, or else it probably would have been a Moss touchdown again. Great find of Xavier Lee. It is a blitz. Can we scramble out with our QB? Oh, so close. Gotta punch it in. Find a way to score. And there we go. Up. Now 13-0 at the half. Can we rout our rivals? We might go for 2. Couldn't get the ball off. Kind of our running back ran into us, and we were kind of like locked in with the offensive line, which just didn't work out for us. But hey, I mean, we'll take it. Up 12-0. But here we go. They're going to start off with the ball to start the half, and they're just going to try to rely on the ground game. Another jump. Come on, guys. I mean, our awareness is rough, but can we not have that many of them? Jeez, the pancake at center field was ridiculous. Their offensive line probably just having their way with his defensive line too. Is Kanye Roberts. This man is so difficult to bring down, and he just gets the first. Pretty much just finding ways to just always... Oh, wow, we get a sack on that. He's been kind of coming on strong as of the last couple of weeks. It was all Reggie Carter at first, and now Andre Mitchell says, give me some of that action, as we're just going to allow him to get half of it back already, as it's 3rd and manageable and just completely wide open in the middle of the field again. That is not what you want. Dalton Stroman just being that guy. Caden Robinson now getting a nice catch. Their receiving core, I loved playing with that receiving core. They're so talented. 1st and goal. Ooh, wow, good hit. Sheldon Dennis keeping him out, and not long enough though, because he's going to walk in for the touchdown. It's only a matter of time before Kanye Roberts was going to punch it into the end zone. It's just a matter of, can we run enough time off the clock, and can we score a touchdown? And wow, great play. Great play from the linebacker to be able to get over there in time. Way overthrows him. And it's back to App State already. Plants his foot in the dirt. Kanye Roberts is so... We jumped again? Guys, we're home. We're home and we have the lead. Why are we so frazzled? So instead, just another... I think that's our 3rd of the game. Can we not be doing that? Kanye Roberts breaks a tackle, and he's gonna go all the way to the end zone. There's no hope. in that one. Kanye Roberts himself in the last minute has brought them all the way back, and they have the lead now. They're going to go for 2 to kind of push this to a field goal possession game, and we're not going to let them. Holden Cooper is injured now, apparently, even though he hasn't really been doing much. Open guy, and it's oh my God. I can't believe he just dropped that pass. He could have built a house over there. Oh, wow. Makes it a punt situation. Really, because of the drop. I mean, that's such a big drop to change momentum. And okay, guys, don't let him get a kick return from this. So 13-12 at the end of the third quarter. We're approaching fourth quarter territory, and don't let us blow a double-digit lead. They're probably just going to continue to run the ball, but they play fake us, and he holds on, breaks a tackle, and gets the first. First and 10 situation. They're going to try to rely on Kanye Roberts, who just stiff arms our guys to the ground. I mean, he's like an elusive back, and he's a power back. He's just a perfect everything combo. Just a really, really tough running back, and I don't think he's very old either. I think we're going to have to play against him for quite some time. So luckily we get them to punt. We're going to get a couple opportunities here, I still believe, to get up some points. And we really only need to, oh my gosh, and that's an immediate punt again. We only need to get a field goal. Like, we don't need that much stuff. Just going to have to rush him till he throws it out. Had some guys open, but just didn't really want to pull the trigger. That's such a good route from Caden Robinson. Really demolished us on the outside there. I mean, if they score a touchdown here, that's going to really make this thing tough. As Kanye Roberts breaks a tackle, and he's down to the 10. He's almost at 150 yards on the day. Second and goal. Back to the run, and we make him lose yards. Third and goal. Let's hold him to a field goal. That is a money throw to the back of the end zone to Christian Horn. What a find from Joey Aguilar. So here we go. Can we get a 2-minute drive with Elijah Thompson? And we have a guy deep. Dylan Carter. Oh, he overthrew him. Overthrows Dylan Carter. We had a guy open. There we go, Marcus. Oh. 2 overthrows in a row of open guys. This guy's wide open. Thank goodness. 3 wide open guys in a row. We only hit one of them. That's depressing and a half. Another inaccurate throw. Elijah Thompson is folding under the pressure right now. We try a screen. Can we do something with it? Nothing. 3rd and 9 situation. Marcus Wright. Open receiver. He underthrows him. 4th and 9. And oh no. It looked like it was man coverage the way we had that set up. But instead, it looked like we just blew him off the line. And I could have just thrown it to him, apparently. But I went to throw it to Dylan Carter on the backside since I was assuming that 7 was going to follow Xavier Lee. With the safety running the opposite direction, that is a touchdown right there. Dylan Carter just being able to take that with a rack catch would have been amazing. But great awareness from the outside linebacker to just know he's lost and just give up on the route and go cover somebody else. Kanye Roberts was a dog also. Elijah Thompson, didn't do the worst in that game, but just didn't do enough to actually get us anywhere. Running-wise, wow, honestly, one of the worst average games for Cam Walker, only averaging 4. Jordan Brooks, it's a rough game when our tight end's the one that's leading the team with 5 catches. Nobody else even eclipsed 30 yards receiving. Declan O'Connor gets 10 tackles, 2 TFLs for Andre Mitchell and a sack, 2 picks also, and a handful of pass deflections. But hey, BJ Brahms ended up committing. He found out, hey, we need some help, so he joins the squad, and the QB battle is going to be on. We ended up getting an insta-commit for the kicker. I just realized we probably should throw one on there because any kicker is probably better than the one that we have, and he insta-committed. Evan Rhodes is also just a smidge away from committing too, so he should be next week. Greg McNitt, super close also. I really think that we should get him. There's no way I think it makes it to week 13 for Liberty to pass us on him. So hopefully we get both those guys. Starting to be able to go a little bit harder on the center. That'll round out the rest of our O-line. And we found a running back here. This power back looks incredible. Speed bar all the way up at the end. He looks like he could be real nice for us. We're going to go super hard on them, and are able to kind of just reallocate our points to see if we can kind of close out on some of these other guys. This defensive back looks solid. There's another running back and some defensive linemen that we're going after. And then I started adding some more players to the board that hadn't really been gone after yet to see if I can get any of them to commit to us in the late season. But somehow we're ranked the 27th class in the nation with 7 3-star commits right now. But sitting at 3-4 on the season, I mean, hey, that's honestly better so far than I anticipated us being. But we really could have had 5 wins. I mean, we had leads late in the game, and we just kind of blew them. Some of these ones we've been blown out, but then other ones we had a legit opportunity in that App State game and in the East Carolina game that we really could be having 5 wins right now. So that's what's kind of tough about it, but you just, we got to remember that this team is not good yet, and it's only going to get better. So, the struggle that we're going through now is going to be even more rewarding when we start winning consistent games and kind of starting to manhandle some of these teams that are beating us into the dirt right now. But we'll be picking up against Coastal Carolina, our other rival in this game. So far we've lost to both of our rivals, App State and ECU. Can we beat Old Dominion and Coastal Carolina in the second half of the season? Only time's going to tell. Looking at stats halfway through the season, a little bit over halfway through the season, Elijah Thompson just under 1,500 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 59% completion percentage. Not good. Not good. Not even going to sugarcoat it. And his playing style deal breaker, he wants to throw for more yards. Well, you were the quarterback, buddy. That's your job then. But hey, we already signed 2 quarterbacks, so he can by all means leave if he feels the need to. And he's not going to start anywhere else. So the fact that he's up to a 62 overall is kind of nice though, because he definitely started at a 59. Cam Walker, we're using him decently often, but not as a workhorse yet with his 89 carries. It's just because he's not averaging enough per rush to really warrant more runs, and has only 3 touchdowns. Has a decent amount of broken tackles though. Brandon Lewis is not really able to be used that much either. His average is even worse, to be honest. We just don't have that efficient of a runner yet. I mean, I'm not opposed to 4.3. It's not the worst, but I'd much rather have it closer to 5. Receiving wise, we have a very even receiving core. I mean, we have 4 guys that are between 25 to 30 catches. That's a very, very tight window of that 4-headed monster that we have at receiving. And by monster, I mean we're barely scoring any points, but But Cam Walker's really the only one getting paid dirt, though, as he has 3 touchdowns. And then you see down there Lucas Martinez and Brandon Lewis, the other 2 running backs, have 2 apiece. So we have, 7 touchdowns between our running backs and only 2 for receivers? Well, one's a tight end. We only have 1 touchdown total for a receiver, because Jordan Brooks has the 1, and he's a tight end. And Marcus Wright, the only one that had that 74-yard touchdown on the corner route, he's the only person that has a receiving touchdown as a receiver on this team. So, there's your need. If you have a need, receiving core seems to be an issue. Tackling, Sheldon Dennis, he's been really turning it on lately. He's leading the team in tackles. Reggie Carter going off with TFLs at 14. He has 7.5 sacks. If we end up using Charlotte's records, 9 for Alex Highsmith is the current season record. If we're just going to reset the records and have everybody's this year's current records or our new season highs at the end of the year, then it'll be him. Interceptions, we only had 4. I mean, everyone's unhappy with the amount of interceptions we're getting, and it's just nobody's catching the ball. We have, a solid amount of pass deflections, not crazy though. But guys, that's going to be the end of the first half of the first season of West Carolina University. Hope you guys have been enjoying the team builder so far. If you are, definitely hit that like button and consider subscribing if you've been enjoying the content. We'll be hitting up the second half of the first season in the next video next week. Super pumped to look forward to it, and I'll see you guys in that video. But until then, why don't you check out one of these videos.